Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so happy that y'all decided to tune in. Okay, I am honestly so happy. So today I just decided that I'm gonna do a quick little video. I want it to be about ADN versus BSN, okay? And for those of you that don't know, an ADN is an associate's degree in nursing, and then a BSN is your bachelor's degree in nursing. I don't know, different people have different opinions about which one is better. Which one pays more, things like that. So I just wanted to take the time to record this video. I will be letting you guys know my own personal nursing school journey, which way I went and which way I think is the better way. My personal nursing school story. So I went to high school and I knew I definitely wanted to do something in healthcare, like for sure. I just didn't know what I wanted to do. And it was between a nurse or a doctor. I mean, those are really the main two options that come to your head first. And I knew for a fact, like if I had to be in school for 12 plus years, like I knew that would be the death of me. And it like the risk reward, I mean, not the risk reward, but like, I don't know, for me, the cons outweighed the pros on that one. So here we are. And I definitely know I made the right decision. But anyway, so that was my goal in high school. I didn't have much knowledge about associates versus bachelors or anything. The only thing I knew was that I have to go to college that has a nursing program, and that's the only way that I can be a nurse. Back then, I didn't even know there was like a licensing thing. Like, I just thought I went to school, passed the class, and that was it, to be honest. But I was wrong. I ended up I ended up from high school, I went straight to a 4-year university. So I moved away from home. I was here and I did my first 2 years at my university, which is typically the way that BSN programs work. You go in the first 2 years, you're really just doing like your prerequisite classes, which is like your math, English, science classes, little things like that. You have to do all those. So then that way at the end, your last 2 years, you're actually focusing on nursing related stuff. So I did my first 2 years of prereqs and then I put in my application for nursing school. You guys, at that time, I had all A's and I had 3 B's. I had a B in microbiology, which was a 3-credit class. I had a B in organic chemistry 2, and I had a B in anatomy 2 lab, not the class, but the lab. So that was only a 1-credit hour. Y'all, my school was hella competitive. When I tell y'all super competitive, like they admitted hundreds of us. Hundreds of us started each semester, fall and spring, under pre-nursing, and they only took 50 students each semester. So it really was some bull crap. You had to have straight A's, and even with straight A's, it was a chance you weren't getting in. So my GPA was like a 3.8 something, and it was on the higher end. I only had a couple of B's. So I applied, rejection, clearly. I mean, honestly, y'all, I had never applied for something and not got it. That junk really did something to me. I'm not going to go into it because that's not the point of this video. But moving on from that, what I decided to do next was I was like, okay, I'm going to retake the classes that I got a B in, and I'm going to make sure I get A's so then that way I can apply again to get in for the next year. So now we are in the fall. I'm retaking micro. I'm retaking my organic chemistry 2. And that was that. So in that semester, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and take my CNA class because I knew that would be a requirement later on. And I only had 2 classes, so I had more time to waste. So I went ahead and I started my CNA class in that semester as well. And what I also decided to do, because I didn't want to end up stuck, okay? So I was like, what happens if I apply to this program again and I still don't get in? Then what? So I was like, let me just go ahead and put in applications elsewhere, just kind of put some feelers out there just to see if I have options, you know what I mean? So after that, I put an application to one of the community colleges in my city. And that's because I had heard a lot of other girls talking and they were not getting into our nursing program at our 4-year university. And they were all saying that they were transferring to 2-year school. So that's the only way I knew about it. Nobody really talked to me about other options outside of that. So I put in the application and thank the Lord, I ended up getting a late acceptance. So just to kind of give y'all like a little bit better on the time frame, this was in the fall semester that I was retaking those classes. I did my CNA course and I put in my application to the 2-year university. Basically, when I finished that fall semester, I wouldn't have even been able to apply to my 4-year university's upper division nursing program. I couldn't apply until like the spring, and I wouldn't be able to get in until next fall. So basically, I wouldn't be starting nursing school for another year if that's the route I went. So when I put in the application to the other school, I got a late admission to start that very spring semester. Like I wouldn't even have to take time off. I could just go straight into the program. So what I decided to do was to just transfer. I did end up finishing that fall semester out. I did end up getting the 2 A's in those classes, to where the only B left would have been that one credit hour lab, because I refused to take a 1 credit class again. That was no. So the only B I would have had left was that 1B, but I didn't want to chance it. I was like, I have this great opportunity right here. It's concrete. I know for a fact it's mine. I can get started within a couple months. Like, I'm going to take this opportunity. So I did. And that was the best decision I ever made, you guys. Like, it honestly was. And that's why, for me, my honest opinion is I would personally suggest that you take a ADN nursing program first. And I say that for many reasons. First of all, you guys, college is so expensive. So number one, ADN programs are cheaper. Okay, they are way cheaper. It'll save you a lot of money in the long run. Like, looking back, I regret it, because now, hold on. Sorry, I just know when I be watching YouTubes and you hear like the cars going in the background, it's kind of like, okay. So now that that's over, basically I regret not starting off at a 2-year university, because now I'm working as a nurse and I'm paying off student loans. But guess what? All of my student loans that I'm paying back are from my 4-year university that I went to for 2.5 years, didn't even get the degree, not to my 2-year university. So it was a waste of time. Like, the job that I have now, which is amazing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could have had these same opportunities had I saved myself, and I would have been 2 years younger doing this. You know what I mean? Like, so that's the first thing. I'll say the cost is the biggest thing. 4-year universities are way more expensive versus associates. And then the next thing would be the length of time. BSN programs, you have to be in school for a whole 4 years. That's if you get the grades perfect. That's if you get accepted right when you're supposed to. You know, like, it could be longer when you could just do 2 years. Okay, now there also is another difference when it comes to like the layout of the program. When you go to a bachelor's program, sorry, lost my CarMax. When you go to a bachelor's program, it's basically the first 2 years you're only taking like I said, your English, your sciences, your history classes, all those like crazy BS things. Well, not BS, some of them are important, like your math and your science, that's important. The whole, you know, like those extra humanity classes, like those are, come on. So you have to do those first, your first 2 years. And based on the grades that you get in that, you have to apply to get into the actual nursing program for your next 2 years. Versus if you go to an ADN program, you start off in nursing classes. You start off in clinicals in the hospital. You start off learning actual like nursing information. So in that aspect, you know, I mean, I don't want to like say the wrong thing, but what I will say is that I personally, from my personal experience, I would trust an ADN nurse over a BSN nurse if they are a new nurse. Let's say that if I'm a new grad as with my associates and I'm standing next to a new grad with a BSN, I would prefer for the ADN new grad to take care of me as a patient, because the ADN nurses, they have way more experience on the floor. And I don't know if I'm spoiled because my community college in my city is connected to a hospital. Like, like the hospital basically owns the school. For us in our clinicals, we got top pick at all the best units. We got top pick at all the days like that our school wanted to have for us, you know, versus the BSN students, they got like basically they got the crumbs because our hospital looked out for our school. We got the best. And then whatever was left, that's what goes to them. I mean, in other cities, it probably is very different, but the one concept that remains the same, ADN nurses are in the hospital day one, week one, versus BSN students, they don't go into clinicals until their final 2 years, which is all fine and dandy, but I personally think that BSN nurses, and obviously don't think I'm bashing anybody with the BSN. That is perfect. I really think it's amazing for you to get your BSN. I'm not saying that one way is better than the other. Well, I kind of am, but I'm just giving you my personal opinion. So with the BSNs, they are more so textbook smart. I don't even know if that makes sense, but they know more of like black and white what's in their textbook because they spend majority of the time in the textbook and not in the clinicals. But in real life, nothing honestly is really like textbook. So for me, I would prefer to get more hands-on learning and seeing it in real life versus learning it more so from the book. But everybody's a little bit different. Maybe you learn better that way. And then two, another thing with that is just, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't know, and I'm just going based off the BSN new grad nurses that I've ran into and experienced. Like, they just get more so flustered, like more so like, you know what I mean? Just because they haven't had to be under that pressure for too much time, if you get what I'm saying. So that's my personal opinion. Now, to the thing that everybody is wondering. What's the pay? Honestly, in other cities that are like bigger cities, if you have teaching hospitals, then you should be lucky, just like I. At our hospital, since it is a teaching hospital, you guys, guess what? There's no pay difference. Okay. Me coming in as an associate's degree new grad and a BSN new grad, we get paid the same exact thing at my hospital. It's a starting salary thing, basically. So on our end, that doesn't matter. So I'm very grateful for that. To me, at the end of the day, I honestly feel like it should be that way regardless. At private hospitals, we also here have private hospitals. Now, they pay BSNs more than they pay associates. That's at private hospitals. But at teaching hospitals, it's standard. It doesn't matter. And I think that's the way it should be because we pass the same freaking test. In ADN, when I finished my ADN program, I had to sit and take the same NCLEX that a BSN student would take. So, I mean, I really don't see why you're getting paid more when we're both competent in the same things. You get what I'm saying? But what I will say about BSN programs, one of the good things about BSN programs would be if you're looking for leadership roles. Like, say, for instance, if you want to be a nurse manager or if you want to, you know, do managerial or office like work, they would prefer for you to have a BSN because those are the things that we didn't get in our associates program. We didn't get like the management classes or the leadership classes or like the public health, population health type classes, things like that. We didn't get those opportunities. You get what I'm saying? So but then again, let me say this. But still, I would still recommend that you go to an ADN program first because that's what I did. I did my 2 years at my associate's program. I graduated, I passed my licensure, and then I started working. Within 6 months of me working my real job as a nurse, I went back to school for my bachelor's. And guess what, you guys? It's only 1 year online. RN to BSN, it's 1 year, all online. I don't really put in much effort, but then again, don't be like me. Just please don't be like me. But it's really not that hard. I still work full time and I'm still able to juggle school and I'm getting straight A's. So I would honestly recommend going that route because it saves you time. You could do a 2-year ADN program and then a 1 year RN to BSN and have your bachelor's in 3 years. versus going straight from high school or wherever you are in your life to just starting a BSN program that's 4 years off top. Like, I don't know. I just think it's better for you to work, get more hands-on experience, and then for you to get on the floor as fast as possible. I just feel like being on the floor is the best learning that you'll ever get. So you guys, that is bringing this to an end. I didn't really have much to say. I just kind of wanted to hop up here and tell y'all a little bit about the difference between the two and which one I thought was better. And I know everybody's always wondering about the pay. And to everyone out there, if you are in an ADN program or a BSN program, please comment down below if your program is similar or very different from what I explained, because I don't know. All I know is what's around me. So I'm very curious to hear if other cities or states are very different in that way. Or if you're just interested in going to nursing school, comment down below with that too. You guys, I'm always open to answering any questions. And if you've made it this far, thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. And I will be back with more content coming soon. So you guys, please, please, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys again soon. Bye.